What's up, everybody? Chris M. Walker from Legiit and Superstar SEO here. Today's video, we're going to be continuing our Build a Business from Scratch challenge, case study, series, whatever you want to call it. And what we're going to be talking about today is picking a product, or more specifically, how to go about picking a product, the types of products there are, and then the giant niches that they're in. So basically, we're going to figure out there's mainly 3 or 4 different types of niches. We're going to figure out we're going to talk about what those are. We're going to talk about what those are. And then from there, we're going to figure out what kind of product, not necessarily what product specifically, but what kind of product we're going to be offering for our business. Usually I like to start with the audience first and then kind of find a product for them. But I think for our purposes, it's going to be more valuable to you to start with a product and then go from there and then kind of validate that that product has an audience. So, and the reason I say that is that if you're going to start like a Pizza Hut or something of that nature, you know that you're going to sell pizza. So if we don't know what we're going to sell, we don't know what anything else, right? Like there's no business until we have something to sell. So we're going to figure out how to figure out what we are going to sell. We're going to figure out what kind of product we're going to have, and then we'll maybe go from there. So I'm going to give you some homework at the end for those of you that are like following along with this and that sort of thing. And if you want to follow along with the whole thing, check out the link in the description, the profitacademydaily.com. That's kind of where this is driving to. So if you have any questions, also ask them in the comments, and let's dive into it and get into picking out our product and figuring out our product and what we're going to sell. What's up, guys? I know what you might be thinking. Chris sounds incredibly handsome. And you're right. By the way, I'm kidding when I say shit like that. No, what you might be thinking is, oh great, another just a text video. And for the most part, yeah, that's what this is going to be, unfortunately. But it's important that we have this concept. I know you want to get into the setting up the website and making the ads and running, getting some sales and things like that. But we have to understand these things before we get started. And the only way we're going to be able to do that, unfortunately, is to kind of go through it. And this particular topic it's super important, but it also doesn't really lend itself to anything visual. So we need to make sure that we have this 100%. So what we're going to be talking about today is our offer. And when I say our offer, I'll try to explain every term that I use, because I know not everyone is familiar with every term. But when I say offer, I mean the thing that we're going to sell, right? Like I said, if you don't have something to sell, you don't really have a business. So let's figure out what we're going to sell so we can start our business. So the 2 things that we need to consider are the industry or niche or vertical or whatever you'd like to call it. So we're just going to call it niche, since that's the term I'm most used to. And then we need to figure out the type of product and the types of products that are available, I should say. Forgive my noisy keyboard. I know that annoys some people, but the juice is worth the squeeze. So let's actually start with the types of products, and then we'll go back to the niche, because I find that more interesting, basically. So there are basically 3 or 4 types of products that you can offer. So let's turn on numbering, because I like things to be organized in that manner. The first type of thing is a physical product. So this is if you offer, if you're selling e-commerce, if you have a brick and mortar store, if you're selling clothing or toys or electronic devices or things of that nature, then you're going to have a physical product to sell. So examples of an online business that do that are pretty much e-commerce, but although they can also be front-end offers like a book that leads into a funnel for a service or something like that. So that's kind of the first one. And that's probably the one that most people understand. I don't know if that's what we're going to do, but I think it's the one that has probably the easiest barrier to entry to some extent. The only problem is if you don't have a physical product, you end up having to do what's called drop shipping, which is where you sell someone else's physical product, and then you end up with, in my experience, an inferior product. So that's one way to do it. And there's another variation of that is print on demand. These are sites like Gearbubble, Teespring, and numerous others, Printify. It's where you create a design, whether it's a t-shirt or a mug or something like that, and then people can order it, and then they fulfill it, and then you just get a commission or a portion of the sale. So that's another variation of a physical product. So those are kind of the two of that. The next one is a service. The next type is a service. This is something like SEO or consulting or marketing and so on. So Facebook ads, that sort of thing. This is where you actually have a digital service that you offer to businesses or to, I guess, to individuals to help them either grow their business or do something. Basically, it's where you're fulfilling the work. So like I said, in my businesses, I have Superstar SEO, where we do client SEO, we do SEO services and things like that. Then there's all consulting, which is where you just basically sell advice. You work one-on-one with a business or an individual on how to grow whatever it is that they're doing. Then there's marketing, which is similar, but you're actually fulfilling the work. That could be things like Facebook ads, it could be organic social media, it could be blog posts, it could be content. But basically, a service is something that you do where you do the work for somebody else. And that's the second type of product that you can offer. Most people watching this probably already offer something like that or are in something of that niche. Another one would be like video marketing and things like that. The next one is a digital product. So, or let's call it an information product. This is basically a course or a ebook or I don't know, a membership or something of that nature. This is the good thing about this is that there's no inventory and there's instant fulfillment. So with a physical product, somebody has to have inventory, whether it's the print-on-demand company, the dropshipping company, or your own physical product. With a service, you have to take the time to do it, whether you are doing the SEO, consulting, marketing, whatever yourself, or you're doing that Billie Jean crap where you resell somebody on Upwork and you don't even know what you're selling. But both of those take time and have other barriers to entry. Information products are good because they, like I say, they are evergreen, meaning that you can keep selling the same product over and over again, and they don't have a huge barrier to entry. If you know how to do anything, you can turn that into an information product. If you don't know how to do anything, well, we may cover that specifically in a later video. And then the other type is kind of falls into all and then none of these categories, and that's a digital or we'll call it a digital, or we'll just call it a digital thing for lack of a more creative term. So this could be software, it could be something like a digital product. What I mean by that is like it could be like a movie or a streaming service or something like that where you're actually selling that. So the reason that comes to mind is one of my first sites was kind of in that industry, although I was doing it as an affiliate. But basically, this is a digital product that isn't an information product or a service. So that's software, that's some sort of software on demand, whether it's like a software as a service, something like that. That's another thing. Product is a digital thing. So there are other things if you wanted to go bigger, but as far as internet businesses go, these are the kinds of products that you offer or you can offer. So part one of your homework is going to be to start thinking about which 4 of these categories you want to offer something in. If you want to do information, there are ways to get other people to make the content for you. If you do services, you probably already have a skill that you can sell, and you can resell other people's services. I'm not a big fan of that, but that is what it is. For physical products, you have drop shipping and print on demand, as well as if you happen to have the resources to create your own product, although we're probably not going to do a physical product because I want to keep this as simple as possible. And then there's a digital thing, whether you can create a piece of software or you can white label a piece of software. White label means someone else creates it, but you're allowed to put your name on it. Or it can be a service like a streaming service or a software as a service. Most of these are probably going to be, that number 4 is going to be a bit too advanced. But I just wanted to make sure that you knew all of them. So now let's talk about our niche. So I'm trying to get in the habit of saying niche and not niche because my European friends always correct me, and I think that they're right and I'm wrong. So I'm just trying to break that habit. So there's basically an unlimited amount of micro niches, meaning niches within niches, but they all, or at least the ones that, at least the ones with the biggest customer pool, which we're going to talk about in a minute here, fall into a few things. There are money / wealth. There is health. There is entertainment. There is, I think I spelled that wrong. Yes, I did. There is love and relationships, like dating and that sort of thing. And then there is passion. So we'll talk about each of those. And when I say passion, I don't mean the kind of passion that would fall under number 4. Money and wealth, all sorts of things here. This could be a type of, like, maybe you are in crypto, you're in investing, you're in make money online, which is not really my niche anymore, but kind of is. There's anything like that. You can dig down deep, but basically it's anything where you are selling something that will help people make more money. That one is kind of the most resilient. It's also one of the most difficult because, first of all, the customer base is very cynical, so you have to overcome that, and there's lots of like regulations. So for example, if I had a crypto, and my good friend Iman has a crypto program, it's like consulting and training and things like that on how to invest in crypto, and he can't advertise anywhere because there's so many legal restrictions on it. And basically anything where you are teaching people to make money is kind of the same thing. So that's kind of why I'm doing it for free on YouTube. Next one is health. This is all kinds of things. This is, weight loss. This is exercise. This is how to get 6-pack abs. This is how to clear up acne. This is how to lose fupa after pregnancy. That's a website I have. What else? It's basically anything that helps someone or helps yourself or whatever improve their health. See, this one can fall under lots of types of products, right? It could be a physical product, meaning it could be like a cream or a diet pill or something like that. It can be a service, whether you're a fitness coach or a nutritional consultant or something of that nature. It could be an information product where you teach people how to lose weight or get abs or whatever. And I don't really know that it could fall under a digital thing, but if I thought about it, I could probably come up with something there. Same with this. You could sell a physical product, although there aren't as many. You could create like a book or something like that, like an actual physical book, like it was the 20th century still. Obviously, there's a service. A lot of that's going to fall under service, whether it's SEO, consulting, marketing, or whatever. You're technically helping people make more money. Information product, obviously that would be a course on how to make money, ebook, membership, and so on. And even this, going back to my friend, he has like a software that helps people automate their trading. I don't totally understand it, but that's another example. Entertainment, the next one. This one is obviously kind of self-explanatory, I would think. It's basically like, I don't know, music, movies, DVDs, or I guess Blu-rays. I guess I'm showing my age there. And things like that. So this one is probably the most difficult because it requires the most effort to put in anything. But again, there's types of products you can sell for each of those. So print on demand, a physical product. Obviously, there's like tech, like Roku's and things like that you can actually physically sell. TVs is another example, things of that nature. A lot of it's going to be tech, or at least that's where my mind goes. Service, I guess that could be like in person, I don't know, putting on a performance or a concert or something. Information products, this obviously could be like my good friend Ron Valderrama. He owns something called Stream Now TV, which is a streaming service, and that kind of falls under a digital thing. As far as information product, to be honest, nothing's coming to mind. I'm sure there is something, but nothing's coming to mind. Maybe it's like a joke a day subscription or something. I don't know. But basically that's kind of that. And then love and relationships. This is stuff that helps people find a wife or husband, or to find a date, or to find a way to be intimate with people, things like that. Physical product, again, could be a book. It could be I can't really think of any other physical product that helps people with theirs, at least not that we want to talk about on this channel, but obviously there's that. Service could be a dating coach or consulting, teaching men or women how to date. Believe it or not, that's a huge industry. Information product, kind of the same thing, except that you're selling like something that a lot of people can sign up to rather than working one-on-one with someone. So a course on how to pick up guys or girls, an ebook on that. There's tons and tons of offers in that particular niche product combination. And then a digital thing, I don't know, I can't really think of any there. So that's kind of that. This one's a huge industry, and you can find lots and lots of different ways to monetize that. And then the last one is passion. So when I say passion, I mean things that you absolutely do not need, but people will spend money on just because they love it. So there's a store here a few miles from me that's called, I think it's called like the Purple Store, where literally it's just a bunch of stuff that's purple. Like you can buy anything in the color purple. That's an example of a passion niche. That can be other things like whiskey. There's a whole community that likes whiskey. There's coffee. There's like Boston Terriers. There's anything like that people just love. They don't absolutely need, but they will spend money on. There's ups and downs to that. The up is that people love to spend money on things that give them pleasure, and a passion niche does that. The downside is in harder economic times, people are less likely to spend in that niche. But a physical product could be anything. It could be a t-shirt that says, "I'm a proud pit bull mom." Same with print on demand. That fits really well with a passion type niche if you want to go that route. A service, this could be like dog training or a dog. I don't know why I always go to dogs, because I don't really like dogs, but that sort of thing. So it can be a consulting on, not really consulting on dog training, but anything where you're helping someone one-on-one with a thing that they're really passionate about. You could be teaching them how to sew, something like that. I don't really have any of that kind of passion, so this isn't a great fit for me, but I have a feeling that's probably the niche we're going to play in. Information product, that one's obviously kind of the same thing. How to train your dog to jump through a hoop in 3 days. That could be an ebook that leads to a course that leads to a monthly membership, or anything like that. There's tons of it. You can make information out of anything. A digital thing could be like a video game. For example, I doubt anybody here is going to code a video game. It could be an app. I can't believe I haven't mentioned apps before, but these are that's kind of it, right? These, you need to find the combination that's going to work for you. So you need to find the niche and then the type of product that you're going to sell. So some things to consider when considering these, because I want you to go, after you watch this video, I want you to comment with what niche and what type of product you are most interested in. And then that way we can kind of work alongside together. Some things to consider though are, we'll just do number here. Are there people spending money in that niche? So the way you determine that is you want to find a niche where there's a lot of competition. And I know that may sound counterintuitive to you, but if there's a lot of competition, that means that there's a lot of customers to draw upon. And even if it's a massive industry, you only need a small percentage of that to make a full-time $100 a day type of living. So you want to find a niche where there's a lot of customers, and we're going to probably cover that in the next video because we're going on 20 minutes already here, but where there's a lot of customers and they are spending money. So I'll show you in another video how to go about that, but that's the first thing. Next thing you do is hopefully you can find a combination of niche and product where there are, let's go ahead and put a header here. Where you can find a niche and a product that is poor marketing. We are internet marketers if you're watching this, and what we can do is go into non-internet marketing / make money online niches and crush it because we know how to do marketing. Most of the people in those industries don't. So we can go in and dominate where they where they may not be able to. So this is kind of huge, right? And this is driving me nuts. So there's that. And the last thing to among the last things to consider is there a, what's a good way to put it? Is it scalable? So, for example, consulting, in my opinion, is not really going to be scalable, at least not for what we're trying to achieve in this particular series. Something that you can continue to grow with, and something where if the product goes away, I don't think I spelled scalable right. If the product goes away or the service goes away, then you're not screwed. You want something that's going to be evergreen and scalable. I guess evergreen is the other word I was looking for there. So those are things to consider when picking out the product. So you don't want to get too caught up in a trend. So like Pokemon Go was a trend in 2016. You could have created like a bunch of how-to guides on that, and now no one probably cares. So that's kind of just, you want something that's going to be evergreen and scalable. So you can, when I say scalable, you can sell either a lot of them or go into sell different products in the same niche or similar products and things like that. You don't want something that's going to go away overnight. That's like my biggest fear in business. So I think we've gone on long enough. We're going on over 20 minutes now. So I'm going to jump back on camera real quick, and then we're going to wrap up. All right, guys, there you have it. That is those are the things you want to consider when choosing a product for your new online business. We talked about the type of niches there are, the types of products there are, and what ones work well with which ones, or what type of products there are within each one. So your homework for this session is to choose a niche and a product and try to come up, not with the product itself, but which type of thing in each of those you want to do, and then try to marry the two of them together. And then I want you to drop what you decide, or if you're confused and have questions, in the comments below, and I can help you with them, so we can kind of work through this together. In the next video, we're going to actually go out and try to do some product research and actually find what we're going to sell. So we needed to cover how to figure out what to sell before we went in and did it. I thought that would be a little bit more instructional and helpful to you. I know this probably wasn't the most exciting thing to watch me talk in Word for or whatever the Google equivalent of Word is for the whole video, but it's important information, and you're going to need that in the upcoming video. So in the next one, we're going to go ahead and do that, pick our product. So, and what I need you to do now, like I said, is drop those two things in the comments to let me know what you're going to be doing, what kind of niche and what kind of product you are interested in. I need you to go ahead and join Profit Academy daily, so you get updated on all the other videos and get all the other great stuff that comes along with that. It's totally free. And then at the end of this video, there's going to be 2 videos, depending on when you're watching this in the future. You're going to see the previous one and the next one in the end card, and you're going to have the opportunity to subscribe, which I do hope that you will do. So thanks a lot, guys. It's super fun. I'm looking forward to not wrapping this up, but looking forward to continuing this series in the near future. So be on the lookout for that, and I'll see you again soon. Peace.